Good morning, students. Today's lesson, Unit 11, Carbon and its compounds. Unit 11, Carbon and its compounds. Today's topic, Preparation of ethanol. Preparation of ethanol. What is ethanol? Ethanol is commonly known as alcohol. Ethanol is commonly known as alcohol. All alcoholic beverages and some cough syrups contain ethanol. Its molecular formula is C2H5OH. The molecular formula of ethanol is C2H5OH. Its structural formula C2, first carbon, second carbon, C2, H5, hydrogen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 hydrogen, C2H5 and OH. OH, that is alcohol group. It is the name of the compound is ethanol. Formula, molecular formula of ethanol is C2H5OH. This is the structural formula. Then manufacture of ethanol. How ethanol is manufactured. This is the manufacturing of ethanol plant. This is ethanol fumes. Manufacture of ethanol. How ethanol is produced. Ethanol is manufactured in industries by the fermentation of molasses, which is a byproduct obtained during the manufacture of sugar from sugar cane. Ethanol is manufactured in industries by the fermentation of molasses, which is a byproduct obtained during the manufacture of sugar from sugar cane. First, molasses is a dark colored syrupy. That is a sweet. Syrup means sweet. That is, molasses is a dark colored syrupy liquid left after the crystallization of sugar from the concentrated sugarcane juice. Molasses contain 30% of sucrose. The molasses contain about 30% of sucrose, which cannot be separated by crystallization. The 30% of sucrose is present in the molasses, which cannot be separated by crystallization. It is converted into ethanol by the following steps. The 30% of sucrose is present in this molasses. This molasses is not possible to separate by crystallization. It is converted into ethanol by the following steps. What are the steps involved in the ethanol preparation? First method, dilution of molasses. The molasses is first diluted with water to bring down the concentration of sugar to about 8 to 10%. The first step involved molasses is first diluted with water to bring down the concentration of sugar to about 8 to 10%. Next, addition of nitrogen sources. Addition of nitrogen sources. Molasses usually contains enough nitrogenous matter to act as food for yeast during the fermentation process. For the fermentation process, the yeast is important. Here, the nitrogenous matter to act as a food for yeast. If the nitrogen content of the molasses is poor, that is, a less amount of nitrogen is present, it may be fortified. Fortified means made stronger. is converted into a strong position. If the nitrogen content of the molasses is poor, that is, a less amount of nitrogen is present, it may be fortified. The depth is to be improved, that is, made stronger, by the addition of ammonium sulfate or ammonium phosphate. To increase or to fortify, the salt, that is ammonium sulfate or ammonium phosphate, is added. Molasses usually contains enough nitrogenous matter to act as food for yeast during the fermentation process. If the nitrogen content of the molasses is poor, there are two types of salts, that is ammonium sulfate or ammonium phosphate, is added. Next, addition of yeast. The solution obtained in step 2 after the addition of ammonium sulfate or ammonium phosphate is collected in large fermentation tanks and yeast is added to it. Why the yeast is added? For fermentation process. For fermentation process, the yeast is important. So, the solution obtained from the second step, after the end of the second step, we get the solution. That is, after the addition of ammonium sulfate or ammonium phosphate, this solution is collected in large fermentation tanks and yeast is added. The mixture is kept at about 303 Kelvin temperature for a few days. This mixture is kept up to 303 Kelvin for a few days. During this period, the enzymes invertase and zymase, two types of enzymes, is added here. What are the enzymes? Invertase and zymase present in yeast bring about the conversion of sucrose into ethanol. The sucrose is converted into ethanol. This is the equation. Sugar C12H22O11 plus H2O, water is added in the presence of invertase. In the presence of invertase to form glucose and fructose. The formula of glucose is C6H12O6 and fructose C6H12O6. Glucose and fructose are the byproduct. The sugar added with water in the presence of invertase to form glucose and fructose. Then the glucose or fructose, the formula is C6H12O6. C6H12O6. In the presence of zymase, to form ethanol, that is formula C2H5OH. This is ethanol. The carbon dioxide is a byproduct. The glucose or fructose is treated in the presence of zymase to form ethanol. The formula is C2H5OH and carbon dioxide, 2C2H5OH and 2CO2. The fermented liquid is technically called wash, and this liquid is called a wash. An overall reaction, sugar is treated with water in the presence of invertase to form glucose and fructose. Then glucose or fructose are treated in the presence of zymase to form ethanol. This liquid is called wash. The carbon dioxide is the byproduct. Then next step, distillation of wash. The fermented liquid, that is wash, containing 15 to 18% alcohol. The wash containing 15 to 18% of alcohol is now subjected to fractional distillation. The main fraction drawn is an aqueous solution of ethanol. The fermented liquid that is called wash. The liquid containing 15 to 18% of alcohol. This is now subjected to fractional distillation method. The main fraction drawn is an aqueous solution of ethanol. The aqueous solution of ethanol, which contain 95.5% of ethanol and 4.5% of water. This mixture is called rectified spirit. That is, what is rectified spirit? The aqueous solution of ethanol, which contains 95.5% of ethanol and 4.5% of water. This mixture is called rectified spirit. This mixture is then refluxed over quicklime, that is in the presence of calcium oxide. Quicklime is also called calcium oxide. This mixture means this rectified spirit is then refluxed over quicklime, that is calcium oxide, for about 5 to 6 hours and then allowed to stand for 12 hours. On distillation of this mixture, pure alcohol, that is 100%, is obtained. On distillation of this mixture, pure alcohol, that is 100%, is obtained. This is called absolute alcohol. What is absolute alcohol? After treated with calcium oxide about 5 to 6 hours and then allowed to stand for 12 hours, on distillation of this mixture, pure alcohol, that is 100% pure alcohol, is obtained. This is called absolute alcohol. Then yeast and fermentation. What is yeast and what is fermentation? Yeast are single-celled microorganisms belonging to the class of fungi. The enzymes present in yeast catalyze many complex organic reactions. The fermentation is conversion of complex organic molecules into simpler molecules by the action of enzymes. This is fermentation. Example, curdling of milk. The enzymes present in yeast catalyze many complex organic reactions. The fermentation is conversion of complex organic molecules into simpler molecules by the action of enzymes. Example, curdling of milk. Then what are the uses of ethanol? The uses of ethanol. Please clean your hands. So this is the major use nowadays. So this is used for washing or cleaning your hands. A safer cleaning material. Then other uses. This is used in alcoholic drinks and used as a solvent, used in medicine industries, used as an additive in petrol, and used in antiseptic. Used as antiseptic and added in petrol. Medicine industries act as a solvent, alcoholic drinks. These are also the uses of ethanol. Nowadays, the solvents for paints, varnishes, perfumes, etc. and used as alcoholic drinks also. The oxidation is making ethanoic acid for preserving food and making esters. Then ethanol, fuel for vehicles. So these are also the important uses. Other uses. Ethanol is used in medical wipes, that is for cleaning, as an antiseptic, as an antifreeze in automobile radiators, It is used in automobile radiators that act as antifreeze for effectively killing microorganisms like bacteria, fungi, etc. by including it in many hand sanitizers like bacteria and fungi by including it in many hand sanitizers. This is a important use. The hand sanitizers are used nowadays. Then a safer cleaning material. So this is a important use. Then as an antiseptic to sterilize wounds in hospitals, as a solvent for drugs, oils, fats, perfumes, dyes, etc. Antiseptic and to sterilize wounds in the hospitals, as a solvent for drugs, oils, fats, perfumes, dyes, etc. In the preparation of methylated spirit, what is methylated spirit? A mixture of 95% of ethanol and 5% of methanol. This mixture is called methylated spirit. This is the important question. What is methylated spirit? A mixture of 95% of ethanol and 5% of methanol. This mixture is called methylated spirit. Then rectified spirit. What is rectified spirit? A mixture of 95.5% of ethanol and 4.5% of water. This mixture is called rectified spirit. 95.5% of ethanol and 4.5% of water. This mixture is called rectified spirit. Next, what is power alcohol? Power alcohol, the mixture of petrol and ethanol and denatured spirit. Ethanol mixed with pyridine. This is called denatured spirit. These are also the uses of ethanol in the preparation of methylated spirit and rectified spirit, power alcohol, denatured spirit also. These are also the important uses of ethanol. To enhance the flavor of food extracts, for example, vanilla extract. A common food flavor which is made by processing vanilla beans in a solution of ethanol and water to enhance the flavor of food extracts. For example, vanilla extract. A common food flavor which is made by processing vanilla beans in a solution of ethanol and water. So these are also the important uses of ethanol. The extraction of ethanol and the uses of ethanol is also the important question. Thank you, students.